that I can watch that and not get emotional. Like ever. Like I don't think I can. And I think that, it's so crazy for those of you on this call who know us and see where we're at today. Something I was actually talking about with one of my leaders this morning was just like that we all had a day one, and we all had a day one, and we all had like that, am I just going to be like made fun of for this? Like, is this going to be stupid? Is this going to be, like we question ourselves so much on like, should I even do this? And it's funny because I had a 3-way call this morning, and all I could think about was this could be her day one, like the day that she looks back on and is like, that conversation that morning changed the trajectory of my entire life. Because that's what this opportunity is. It literally is the most impactful, life-changing opportunity that, every single one of you have the opportunity to take advantage of. And today could be your day one. And it's such an honor. And I'm so excited that we, get to be part of that with you guys and have our very special guest on here today.
I cannot wait.
So excited.
Oh my gosh. And Krista, you look extra gorgeous today. You're glowing. I'm super pumped for this call, you guys. I feel like, just like Krista said, it was not that long ago, 5 years ago for us, it's gone by in the blink of an eye. It really has. And it's been the best 5 years too. So you
have a 5-year-old child, you get it.
Right? Like, oh my gosh. So true. It's like, it could just be the best 5 years of your life. I don't know. It's wild. Do you want to introduce our guest today? I'm so excited.
Yes. I want to give a little backstory on her. And I'm not going to share her story, but just like why the moment that we decided like stay home mom, Sarah was just the first person who came to mind. I was actually like praying that she wasn't going to be too busy for this call because she is literally blowing up in Australia right now, you guys. Her team is, I spent last month and, really last month getting to know her girls and getting to know her team and just not just know them on a business level, but know them on a personal level of like why they're even doing this business. And so many of them are moms and they're on, one of my top leader, Ivy Carnegie's downline. And I know that that's just where Ivy's whole heart is in this business, is just helping moms and helping women be able to have something of their own and be able to do it with their kids. So seeing what they did last month, and you guys, if you don't know this, Sarah is the 7th Australian founder. Okay. She is the 7th person to hit founder, which is the Range Rover Jaguar rank. It really is like it's a very, very life-changing rank in this company. And it's just, she's so well on her way. I said, just watch. We're going to be doing the same thing in like 2 months for you going for director, because her girls are like right on her tail and they're coming up to that founder rank too. And it's so awesome. And I'm really, really excited for you guys to get to know her, get to hear her story, and just be inspired in the way that I was, you guys. And I've been in this business for, coming up, like Christina said, on 5 years in September for me. And it's like, there will never be a day that goes by that I'm just not so blown away by what people have been able to do in this business. I don't know if you guys are like, you're one of those people that like knows your potential. And it's like, what you're capable of, but then you come into a business like this and it's like to see so many women like Sarah just rise. It honestly is the best thing about this business. So anyways, let's get into it.
Let's bring her on. Miss Sarah, welcome. We're super pumped to have you here. It's not, if you're in the future, we like to say from Australia, it's 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay. I got a little chance to like talk with you, and just the way you lit up at thinking, like we were talking about how you haven't even met a lot of your team yet, because when you started this, Australia was in a lockdown, like it, and you joined at the tail end of those 2 shares. And I'm not going to take it away from you. I want you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit, like, what made you, like, how did you meet money? Like, let's start there.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah. So my story is crazy because I almost did not take this opportunity. I watched my upline, Ivy. I was following her for maybe 10 years, and I watched her join Ronate like 2 years ago. And I was just watching her and then watching her life change. And she was paying off debt. Her husband came home. She was making all this money. She bought, one thing that really stuck in my head was she bought a sauna, which is the sauna I wanted. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's doing this from shampoo. And that's how I got introduced. Then obviously it got launched here in October. I was super scared. I knew I wanted this for my life, but I was so scared to take that leap and to actually click that button to join. And it took me, I'm not joking, 3 times to check out. I picked my pack, I put it in my basket, I put in all my details, and then I logged off. And then I did it again the next day. And then I said to my husband, oh my God, I don't know. And he's like, just bloody do it, because you've tried to log out 3 times. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like, you've lost nothing. And that is how I started. I almost didn't start. I watched. So it was October that it launched here in Australia, and I signed up at the very end of October. And it's just completely changed my life.
Wow. Okay. It's really, really cool that you watched her for that long. You were like sold on it, basically, because you had witnessed it, but yet you did not join at the beginning of October. Like, so what was stopping you from like actually going through with it? I know you said you were sitting there, for 3 times, but like, what was going through your head? Like, what fears?
Fears that, number one, I can't do this. I had no social media following. I didn't even have a photo of myself on my Instagram. I literally had like pictures of food. I had no confidence to speak on camera like this, and even to do a story. I didn't know how to do a question box on a story. I didn't know how to make a reel. I literally knew how to do nothing to do with Instagram. Wow. And fear held me back for 3 weeks. And I said, then I remember watching something, maybe an opportunity call like this, and it was like, you either stay in the same place you are right now, or you give it a go and your life completely changes. And that is something that really stuck in my head, because I either sit here and watch every single other girl in Australia do what I want to do and, reach all these amazing goals that I want to do, but I'm sitting here letting fear hold me back. And that's all it was. It was just the fear. I knew I wanted it for me. I knew I wanted it for my life, for my husband, for my beautiful daughter. But it was the fear. That's all it was, the fear getting in my way.
So crazy. It's so crazy because at one point, every single one of us have had fear. Like, whether it be fear of what people are going to think, whether it be fear of failure, whether it be fear of, what our family, like, just everything, every single one of us, including myself and Christina, have been through that. And it really, really is so true, that saying, like, everything that you could ever dream of is, on the other side of your comfort zone. And what you're talking about right now is, the whole nothing changes if nothing changes. So it's like, are you okay with your life staying exactly the way it is right now for the next 10, 15, 20 years? And I think that we get so caught up in this trap of like, we almost like assume we're going to evolve, right? Like we just like assume like, oh, well, when I'm like 30, I'll be more successful. And when I'm 40, I'll be more successful. And when I'm 50, I'll be able to have retire. Like, but it's like, wait a second, how are we actually doing that? I don't think that anyone puts like, pen to paper with the actions. And it's so funny. We were on a call with Todd Duncan, who is like one of the most incredible leadership coaches in the world. And he was talking about how when people go on a diet, they make a plan. When people, start going to the gym, they make a plan. They make a plan of action for these things that they're doing. When you renovate a home, you make a plan. But some reason when people start or see something like this, or even their future, there's just no plan. We just assume it's going to happen. And I'm so proud of you for putting that fear aside and, going for it that third or fourth time that you actually checked out.
And also, like, the fear is still so real. Like, I still have fear every single day doing this business. I have fear right now. Like, my voice is shaky because I am nervous. I am scared. And we are every day, but it's pushing through those barriers. And my personal growth has been like nothing that I would ever have imagined coming into this business. And you've still got fear every single day, and I do. But you still keep working through it. And that is how I've gotten to where I've gotten now.
That is so true. It's so true.
Is there anything that has like really surprised you about this experience that like is unexpected to you? I mean, next to the personal growth?
The money.
Right? Like that it's real? Wow.
The money. I was just having a conversation with my girls that just got their bonus checks, and our group chat's going off because everyone's just like, oh my God, how are we making this money in the pockets of time? And we are all stay-at-home mums or working mums. And, how are we making this money while we're staying at home with our babies, on our phone here and there throughout the day? So it's like, it blows my mind that I was slogging my ass off, working a full-time conveyancing job, so that's in property law, and working part-time as a hairdresser to now be getting the same amount of money as what I was making back then, but in the small pockets of time I have, that has blown me away like nothing else.
The small pockets of time. I love that. I love that so much. Oh my gosh, it's so true. Okay, so painting a picture, if we're going to give people a visual of how you work this business, what does like fitting it in the small pockets of time look like for you? How do you work this business? How would you, if you were talking to someone who was like, I don't have time, I don't know how I'm going to do it, this isn't really for me, because every single one of us say that in the beginning, right? We're like, I don't have time for something else. I'm already busy with this. I'm already busy with that. I run a business, or I'm, a mom, a wife of this. Like, how do you work this business?
Yeah. So first of all, I would say, if you don't have time to do this, then you are the one that needs this business absolutely the most, because this business has replaced my full-time income. So that's just given me all my time back, right? I work in the pockets of time that I have. So while my daughter's on her day nap, I bang out like an hour of work. At the start, I was doing maybe 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, and that was it. And now that I've started to grow a team, I'm working a bit more, but I work while she's napping during the day, and then I work while she's in bed, or a little bit in the morning before she wakes up. And that is it. That's how I fit it in. Or if she's occupied playing on her own, I will get back to some messages. I really am just fitting it in the time around my daughter when she's, not needing my full attention.
So crazy.
So you wouldn't say you feel like you live on your phone?
No, I could, because I want to be on it so much, because I love this business so much, and we literally just want to be working all the time. But no, I'm not. I literally work while she's asleep, and that is it. That's it.
That's so amazing.
It is crazy. It's, it's so cool to see the productivity that's coming from it when you're intentional, because it's just like another thing we talked about this morning was being busy versus being productive. And it's like, I think that that's something really, really big that if you can grasp in the beginning, or even right now, if you're one of those people who is just sitting on the other side, like, yeah, right, she's lying. There's no way she's doing that. There's no way. It's, you really have to ask yourself, and you really have to evaluate, what are you doing during the time that you're working? and what productivity is it bringing to the table? And I think that when you have those boundaries with yourself, you don't get lost on, trying to see what everyone else is doing in their business. And I think that that becomes a really busy thing for people to do, and something that I can attest that, I feel like Sarah is really great at, is just kind of just steering her own ship, and she's just going off and doing what, works for her. So it's like, if you're constantly looking for, okay, what is she doing? Oh, she's successful, I'm going to go see what she's doing. She's not seeing what anyone else is doing. I could promise you that. So I think that that is such a valuable lesson coming into the business, or for anyone who is listening on this call who's already in the business. Okay. So what does your Monat business mean for you now? Being a founder, being a car rank, like it's so crazy to me. And I'm so excited for you, because I'm like, oh, I know what it means for you. I know what it means for your future, but I want everyone to hear from you.
Yeah. I mean, we were on a phone call last week when I hit that rank, and I think you got right there what it means to me, because I'm not a crier, and I was literally bawling my eyes out. And it makes me emotional, because it's life-changing. It's everything I dreamed of. I want to be able, like, I look up to you women, and you've retired your husbands, and you're living the life that you want to live. And it's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to just be with my daughter all day. I wanted to retire my husband. I want to be able to live a beautiful life. And that is what it's done for me. It means I'm not going back to work. It means that in 1 year, I will have my husband home with me, because that is what I want, and that is what I'm aiming for. I don't want him to go to work. I want him to raise our daughter together. And I want to move to my dream location, like on the hills, in the forest, then walk down the beach. And I've got that on my vision board. And I think, that is what it means to me. It means that I can have the most amazing family experience. I can bring up my daughter the way I wanted to. And that is all I've ever wanted out of life. And I think when you've got such a strong why in this business, and you have a passion, and you've got a really strong why to why you want to do this, I really don't think you can fail, because you wake up every day hungry for it. You want it, and you go and get it. And that's what I've done. I've literally woken up every day. I've got my vision board on my phone with every single thing that I want out of life and everything I want out of this business. And I literally go for it every single day. And my life has it's done a complete 360. It means now that I have founder shares, that I will be getting paid quarterly for the rest of the time I do this business. It means that when I'm finished with this business, it means that my daughter can then take over this business and then have these founder shares for her, because they're generational. Wow. These shares can be passed down from generation to generation. And, the amount I've got shares in the Asia Pacific. So anyone that joins from Australia, or anybody that joins somebody up in Australia and gets to that rank, will get a matching bonus as well. And I mean, a matching share. And that can change so many people's lives. In the 7 countries that we're in right now, or the 8 countries. And these shares are life-changing, because I know that the women that hold these shares in the US right now are getting enough to put a deposit on a house every single quarter. And for me, that just means when the Asia Pacific shares grow, it means I can help my mum, my sister, my brother, my whole family just live the life they want to live.
As you're talking about all of that, it's like, I want everyone to ask themselves right now, like, what other option do you have for that for your future? Like, what other option do you have to have the ability to literally, like, create your future, the future of your dreams, with everything that you're doing right now? Like, you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to sacrifice going to school. You don't have to sacrifice going into a ton of debt. You don't have to sacrifice, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, as you're saying those, and even as you're giving like this visual and painting this picture, it's like, do all of you guys have that picture? Do you have like that picture of what this actually will do for you? Because as you're speaking, you know, the one thing that I tell people all the time is if you do not believe it, you will never achieve it. If you cannot see it, you will not believe it. And if you do not believe it, you will not achieve it, because you do things in your life like this business when you're scared, when you're uncomfortable, when you're, you know, in this like corner of like just fear, right? And you do it because you believe that there's an opportunity there. So all of you guys, you need to really, really, really dive in. If you are sitting back and you're like, I just don't think this is for me, then it won't ever be. It won't ever be. If you think I will never be able to do that, you won't ever be able to do that. So you have to really train your mindset on, you know what? I can do this. It's like, think about the people in this, you know, in our lifetimes, in this world who've changed the future, like big things like Edison. And, you know, they did it because they believed it. They believed it so much. I mean, Disney, all of these different.
Well, and they all seemed crazy. Like everyone thought they were crazy. Like they were geniuses, honestly. And that's like what people look at us. They think we're crazy.
I mean, and even if you get down to musicians, professional athletes, all of these people, you know, actors, they get turned down, told they're not good enough, told they sucked, told they're never going to make it, told they're never, but they believe that they're going to, and they do. And those are the people that succeed. And, you know, just hearing everything come out of Sarah's mouth right now is just like, no, like, I don't even think you understand where you're going. Like, it's so obtainable. It's so obtainable. So
I think too, for people to understand how large and how much potential the Asia Pacific market has specifically for this opportunity in Australia, the top income earners in the world from this industry come out of that market because of how heavily populated it is. So as money continues to launch in other countries surrounding like in the Asia Pacific market, it's going to only explode that even more. And so literally buckle up, Sarah girl, because it's going to be insane. Anyone that seizes this opportunity and gets to that point will get a share. So you still have that opportunity right now to become a founder when you join in Australia currently to date. And I think you need to know that's on the table, because if you think you want to do this down the line, I mean, and Sarah even sat on this for like 3 weeks. And then she said she clicked join now at the end of October because she wanted that other share, which is just, I kind of want to hear though, I mean, if we can switch gears, because you were a professional stylist. So was any part of you like nervous about actually using the products?
No, not at all, because I seen what it had done, and obviously I was watching Ivy, and I watched her hair completely go from what it was to the beautiful masterpiece that her hair is now. So I didn't question the products at all. I really didn't. I did a lot of research into them before I joined as well. I did a lot of back research and looked into them a lot, and you know, everything aligned with me with the products. And no, I didn't. You know, everything that's out there, you know, that may deter people from these products is, from what I've seen with my own eyes and my own customers, all we're getting is the most amazing results. And that I knew that is what I was going to get, because I'd been watching a lot of people. So I seen the results. I wasn't in the slightest bit worried at all.
Wow. Was it weird getting used to the second wash? I feel like some people.
I already second washed. I already did 2 washes. So I was already onto that. So.
Aw, I love it.
Okay.
I love that you have the dreams already. Like, I can't wait to come to your forest house and go to the beach with you. I'm so excited.
I know. I love it. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about your first paycheck. What were your emotions of your first paycheck?
My first weekly paycheck, I was like, okay, all right, yep. So I've sold and I've been paid. This is amazing. And then my first bonus check, I was like, oh my God, holy hell, this is real. This is happening. This check was amazing. My first bonus check was, I couldn't believe that I'd made what I had made in a month of basically changing from scrolling on my phone to monetizing my Instagram and getting paid for it. It was crazy to me. My emotions were, I remember messaging Ivy like with one of those faces, like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And I think that's when it really hit in for me that this was real, and, you know, people are making money doing this. And yeah, it's crazy. But my emotions this month are even more heightened because the check that I just got this month was crazy, and I can't believe it. I still cannot believe it. I keep trying to find, I keep trying to find something wrong, and it's just like, it just keeps getting better and better and better. And I still can't believe it.
It's pretty insane. I remember my first, it was my second full month of business, where I matched what I made behind the chair and also doing weddings. So in this one little gig on the side, I mean, I didn't have time, you know, I was one of those people too. And I just remember wanting to like, send it to my bank so fast, because I was like, what if they try to take it back? Like, I would just remember it was in my hands, and it still didn't feel real. And I think there's an element of this to that for you. And so, I mean, just 6 months ago, you weren't even doing this, and now here you are, a founder, a 2-share so far founder holder with money. Then, like, it will be inevitably the #1 network marketing company in the world, and you will be of the biggest market on one of the fastest growing teams, not the fastest growing team in the entire company. Like, does that just blow your mind? Did you ever imagine that that would be where you are and leading a team of women?
No, if somebody told, I said this yesterday, if somebody told me 6 months ago that I'd be selling shampoo online and talking on social media, doing lives, and I'd be in this life that I am now, I would have laughed, because it's just crazy. It's mind-blowing how my life has gone from, I was a stay-at-home mum, so I had stopped working altogether. And, you know, from going from, I was a little bit stagnant. We had been in lockdown for so long. I'd kind of lost myself as well, lost connections with my friends. It was just, it came at the most amazing, perfect time for me. And I can't believe that my life has gone from what it was to what it is now. And I did a post the other day, and I was saying that, you know, 6 months ago, this was my dream. Like, this is all I had dreamed of. I hadn't even started Monet yet, but I had dreamed of just being home with my daughter, not returning to work, starting just to live the life that I've always wanted. And if there's anything that, you know, I suppose these last couple of years has taught us, is that don't take anything for granted. Don't take an opportunity for granted. Don't let anything pass you by, because one decision can absolutely change your entire life. If I didn't click join for that third time and I let fear stop me, I would be in the complete same place I was 6 months ago. And that, it's like a sliding door moment, because it's like, if I didn't go through that door, nothing would have changed. And it hasn't sunk in. I don't know if you can tell, but I still am like a bit rambly, because it still hasn't sunken in quite complete yet. But I know my life has changed, and yeah, it's crazy.
What does your husband think now of everything?
So at the start, he was like, you know, oh yeah, do it, try it, whatever. Stop talking about it, just do it. And then, like, the checks came in, he's like, oh yeah, that's pretty good, like, amazing, well done. And now he's like, wow, you did it. Like, he can see now that where our lives are going and what this business can do. And I think a lot of people on this call, or a lot of people that have joined, may resonate with that of having their partners be like, oh, whatever, or, you know, kind of not holding them back in a way, but kind of not being as excited about the opportunity, because I suppose when we speak to each other, the excitement of this opportunity is so real. And to have then you speak to your partner and they're like, oh yeah, like give it a go, whatever. It's, I suppose, I think a lot of people can resonate with that, because, but now he can actually see the vision, the same vision I can see. And
what do you think that he would say to a hesitant husband now? Like, what do you think his perspective is of this opportunity now, giving everything that you have done in such a short amount of time?
He would probably say, shut up and let it go.
Wow. Wow.
Love it.
Yeah.
I think Josh would say that too at this point, my husband. He'd be like, I know it seems crazy, just let him go. Because it's wild. It's wild. I think what makes Monat so different is there's no monthly minimum that you have to pay. And that was a huge selling point for me with my husband, was like, look, what are they scamming me? I buy a product back and then I never have to pay anything again. And then I can make money. I don't even have to pay rent, or I don't have to pay for the website. It seems like we are kind of scamming them. So I think like just kind of understanding that there's no like roped in, but even then, like listening to Sarah talk, like it still doesn't feel real. Like that's the element I think most people can't wrap their brain around with this.
I still feel that way. Like I still feel that way. Like it doesn't, like, how is this my reality? You know, it's so funny because I bought a camera like the day before yesterday. And I'm sitting there thinking like, wow, like imagine if I wanted to start a photography business, I would be spending thousands of dollars to start this photography business. Like, and I just bought like the super basics of, you know, what I want to like capture my kids and stuff like that. And it's just, you know, with this opportunity, it's like you buy a product pack, you get an insane discount on product, and then you have no monthly minimum, no monthly quota, like Christina just said. And it's like, it's such a, I don't know, it's just like, it's such a trained, you know, I guess like resistance against direct sales. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there are definitely other companies out there that do charge monthly minimums and have quotas, and they do a little bit of things that aren't probably what I would do.
Hidden fees are a big one. Yeah.
But I mean, the company, and I mean, just when you look at the revenue itself, like 70 to 80% of our revenue is from our customers, not our distributors, which is the total opposite with almost every other company, because they're relying on that. So, I mean, that speaks volumes, and it speaks volumes for our compensation plan too, because people are making a lot more money when they have customers versus just, you know, the recruiting aspect. So anyways, this was amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So much. I'm so proud of you. And I know that this is just truly the very, 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 very barely scratched the surface of your success story and your future in this business. And I'm so proud of you. I know I've told you this, I don't even know how many times. I'm so honored to be a part of it with you. So grateful. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on here today.
And congratulations. Huge. Yes. I think.
And
huge.
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, if anybody is sitting on the fence with this opportunity, the support that you guys have given me, my mentors, has been unbelievable. And you're never left alone in this business. The support that we receive is one thing. Christina, when you said, is there anything that shocked you? Yes, the support has shocked me. If you are thinking about doing this, please guys, just give it a go. You've got nothing to lose. I would have a completely different life right now. I would. And it's just, don't let fear hold you back. Don't let it hold you back, because I know so many girls in our team as well almost let it hold them back, and they're all succeeding. So don't let that be the one thing that stops you from changing your complete life.
Oh. All right. Well, thank you guys so much, Sarah. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who came. Please, 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 you guys, we're going to have the link to this. We want you to share this. We want you guys to show people what this opportunity not just can do for them, but for you guys to just share it with your teams and what people can actually help others do. Because Sarah hitting founder was really an accumulation of a lot of other girls hitting their goals. So that's our mission here, is to just really truly help you guys grow in this business. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.